What's up, guys? It's DJ Funk Nast-E back at you. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the new things that are out on the market today. Not specifically DJ gear, but products that can help you with the whole DJ process, mostly technological computer parts. Want to let you know now the realm of 1 terabyte notebook computing is now possible. Western Digital now makes a Scorpio Blue, I believe, is the type of drive. It is a 2.5-inch standard laptop drive, which will fit, by the way, in Macs, MacBook, MacBook Pro, as well as 99% of all the PC laptops out there. It stores 1 terabyte of space. Now, I know a lot of you guys have got external drives out there for your music, and that's great. I use it too. But think about it this way. It's pretty nice if you can have 2 drives in case of some kind of a failure should happen, God forbid. But so you've got your music on your external, which is cool. That's fine. But think about it, if you had a terabyte drive installed even as your primary drive, you could load all of your music and then some for most of you guys onto the same drive as the operating system and everything. And, it's all in one unit. I wouldn't rely on it completely. I'd still bring your external. But at least in that regard, if you can have a full copy of your music on both one drive and the other drive, you've got some kind of safeguard going on there in case you should have a problem with the external drive during a gig. What I find from some guys, what happens is they believe that the external drive is more reliable than the internal drive. Well, I'm actually here to say that's not true. Technically, any drive could go up at any time. It can just happen. Hard drives are very volatile by nature. But you're more likely to have the external drive fail than the internal, at least as far as hardware damage goes. Physical hardware damage, and I'll tell you why. With the external drive, there's 2 things that can fail. A lot of people think that, it's just the hard drive that's going to fail, the external hard drive. But no, the actual controller, which is a little chip that is built into the external box, that the drive is mounted in, the chip on the controller can actually fail. So you can actually have a good working drive. And if for some reason the chip, some are more cheaply made than others, if for some reason the chip fails on you, it can also fail in a gig. So look at it this way. You've got 2 things that could fail in you on an external drive. Here's another thing. Your power supply in the external drive could go bad. It could just die. And so there you've actually got 3 things that could go wrong on an external drive. Now, granted, yes, if you have the operating system on the same drive as your songs are internally, yes, if you have a systems problem, some kind of a major problem, then yeah, it would take all the music with it if it was on the same drive. But that's only one aspect as opposed to 3 aspects on the external. So whatever anybody tells you, don't think for a minute that external drives are more reliable. They're just not. I do tech support and network administration during the daytime, and I see them fail all the time. So hard drives alone, by their very nature, are very volatile. So surely either one could fail, but just don't have that extra layer of, I guess, security or confidence with the externals, because they can go just as easily. So basically what I was saying is, if you have both, if you have a terabyte internal or 500 gig, whatever, and an external, at least that gives you somewhat 2 levels of protection. So you definitely, it's not going to hurt anything by doing it. And the price of the terabyte internal laptop is still pretty expensive. It's like $250, something like that. But it'll drop like they all do. The other thing I wanted to mention is for you guys that may be running Serato at home, like maybe you have two SL1 or SL3 boxes, or maybe a 57 mixer and an SL1 box. A lot of guys like the larger screen at their house. So at their house, they're actually using a desktop computer with a screen because they're not moving it anywhere. They're using one of the small form factor boxes and just using it stationary. They do have 2 terabyte single 3.5-inch desktop drives out now, and you can get one of them for anywhere from $180 to about $240, give or take. If you hunt, you could probably find one for $180. They'll probably, most of them be probably a little over $200, but they store 2 terabytes now. Keep in mind, as opposed to the one. One seems to be the max right now for laptop hard drives, but 2 terabyte is you can get it for the desktop. So that's another option for tons and tons of space. Most guys are not going to be able to fill 2 terabyte. I can't fill 2 terabyte. But, assuming the drive doesn't go kaplooey on you, it's somewhat future-proof in the sense that you can keep adding and adding and adding to the same drive. You don't have to worry about getting separate drives or externals or all that. So anyway, that's it in a nutshell. Just wanted to let you know of those 2 products that are out now. I'm sure the size will increase way more in the future. But just keep that in mind. It's never a bad thing to have more redundancy as far as your data goes. Not just for crashing during a gig, but actually losing the data and having an extra copy. Okay, thanks.